a podcast network. This is the Life.Style.Live podcast.
Faces you know and a team you can trust. Stories that form your heart. Life.Style.Live. Life.Style.Live.
The world of movies and TVs is no stranger to the talents of actress and director Helen Hunt. She's a fixture in Hollywood with an Academy Award, 4 Primetime Emmy Awards, and 4 Golden Globe Awards. Now, a new event coming to town will allow fans to experience the iconic movie Twister starring Helen Hunt in a way they never had before. To talk about this unique screening and a live conversation is Helen Hunt herself. Thanks for making the time.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about this event, right? So it's a chance to watch the movie with you and then get to ask questions after. I know fans probably love that.
I mean, I hope they do, but the part I would be the most excited about is getting to see this big, giant movie on a big, beautiful screen with popcorn and a bunch of people. I just don't think you can replace that. However big your TV is at home and however comfortable it is, it's not the same as being in a room full of people, a couple of whom you know, a lot of whom you don't, and taking a big ride together. That just seems very rare nowadays.
I know there's something to like experiencing a theatrical production with people in the audience and how emotion can like move through. And I guess people say catch a vibe.
Mike Nichols, the brilliant director, used to say this thing of you're in the dark and someone on screen says something and everybody in the audience knows exactly what they mean, even if they didn't say it, and they shared that experience together, that's incredibly important for kids and for grown-ups too.
I know there's that community vibe. So, what are some of the most common questions that you get asked from fans about Twister?
Well, they want to know about the special effects, and I think they're probably imagining that the way big giant movies are made today is that actors have to look at a piece of tape or, a big X on the wall and pretend that something's being thrown at them. But in this movie, they really threw stuff at us. There were fire hoses and debris and giant fans, and they made a machine that created hail to drop on us. So, it was not a picnic at the time, but it made it easier to act. And I think it made the movie look better.
Absolutely. As a working actress since you were a child and, later on becoming a director in your career, do you ever think about projects when you leave them that, that was fun, but do you think about the lasting impact that they had? Like, could you have imagined that in this movie where you're getting hit with, hail and going through all these things would become an iconic movie that people have loved for so long?
I mean, you never know. And, hubris would not allow you to think, well, this movie is going to be huge. But for this particular movie, I have to say, it wasn't going to be small. It wasn't going to be a tiny indie that snuck in and out of the theaters. It was either going to succeed big or fail big. And luckily, it was the former.
That's awesome. So I'm a journalist and I get to get the privilege of asking a lot of questions. And I always kind of wonder, when actors get to really engage with fans of their work, who asks better questions? The journalists that you get asked about these films or the fans who are asking about them?
Well, no offense, but, people who just love the movie often ask the best questions. I've been doing a few of these lately, and people have asked great questions about this movie, about other work I've done. Some of them have been really moving. It's fun to kind of break through that barrier and know that we're all movie fans, and we all want to know.
Exactly. Would you say there's anything maybe from this film or any other projects that you learned from these conversations that you get to have with, fans of the film?
Well, I did a movie called The Sessions about a decade ago, and that featured John Hawkes as a differently abled person. And it was about the relationship that he and I had. And someone at one of these screenings asked if actors knew what kind of impact movies like that have on people who are struggling with issues like that. And I had to say, we really don't. You kind of can't let yourself think about it, or you might get feel too self-important with the work and not do the work well. But it took him saying that for me to think about it. And I was really grateful for that.
That's amazing. It sounds like this is the kind of environment that it may be a lot of people in there, but, you're amongst like-minded folks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the biggest movie fan there is. I go to the movies every chance I get. And like I said, for me, it's not the same as sitting at home. As much as I like to be in my bed under a cozy blanket, it is not the same experience as sharing it with a group of people. And this movie in particular wants to be in a big, beautiful theater, and this is a chance to do that.
It sounds like an incredible experience, Helen. Thanks so much for making the time. We really do appreciate it. I know fans are going to be pumped to come out there, like you said, watch this iconic movie in community, and also then get to have a conversation with you after with all the information on our website. Thank you so much, Helen, for your time.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Life.Style.Live. Life.Style.Live.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Life.Style.Live podcast. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And connect for even more on Facebook and at Life.Style.Live.tv.
Faces you know and a team you can trust. Stories that form your heart.